What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York, and on the phone we got Shawn from American Dream Machine. Thank you for your time today, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me on.
It's so awesome to have you here. So, the new album is Deadhearts, which is coming out fairly soon, and you released the new single, Bad News. Could that almost serve as like a clear representation of what the whole album is going to sound like, or is that just like the tip of the iceberg in a way?
Bad News was pretty much our handshake. So the album does, for the most part, sound like that, but we didn't really want to stick with just one sound. Like I went in there and was like, let's try to get as many different types of genres that we can get, but still have it under a nice package. So like we've got a heavy like electronic song towards the end of the album. There's a pop punk song right in the middle. So it ebbs and flows, but I think we did it right.
Yeah. Was it a preconceived idea to sort of incorporate many different elements, or did it kind of just happen that way?
It was a little bit. I didn't go in with like too many rules, too many guidelines. Like I didn't want to box myself in. So if we were down there in the studio and we felt like, yeah, this is a good song, we weren't going to be like, well, it doesn't match the band, we're not going to do it. If it's a good song, we're going to play it.
All right, that's fair enough. And I know that for this album, you had Kyle Odell, who produced bands such as Awake at Last and Motionless in White, and so many other great bands. Did working with him allow you to bring in some even more additional elements to American Dream Machine?
Oh, absolutely. This wouldn't exist without Kyle. Kyle is the absolute best. I love that dude. Everything he does is phenomenal.
That's awesome. Like I've always said that producers or mixers, they're like the fifth, sixth. If you're in Slipknot, the 11th Beatle in a way. So like, what kind of new elements did he bring into you that you guys didn't have when you first wrote the music?
He added a very two things majorly. I mean, he added a lot more than just these two, but he really added the electronic, like the really nice electronic element of it, which you don't really get too much of in Bad News, but the rest of the album, there's a fair bit of electronic parts in it. And dude, some of those riffs, man, just the punchy riffs. I feel like once you listen through the album, you'll be able to tell, like, oh, that's a Kyle riff right there. Kyle sat down and fucking hammered that one away.
That's awesome.
It was really a collaborative effort, man. Like I've had a lot of these songs. Some of them I've had for years, and some of them we just sat down and we're like, hey, let's write a song today, and we came up with what you're gonna hear.
Has that ever happened where you would like go into the album with a one idea and then like it ends up being completely different than how you started it?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down with like an idea for a song, and by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, that's not even close to where I thought it was going to be. But that's the nature of art. It evolves, it changes, and that's one of the most beautiful aspects of it.
That's awesome. Now, like, one thing I was curious about is being a vocalist. Could there ever be a time where, like, maybe lyrics could also influence the outcome of the music itself, or are lyrics, like, always just last to begin with?
They definitely shape it, especially in the way that we write songs. Like, the theme really matters, you know what I mean? So, like, for instance, one of the only, I would say, positive songs on the record lyrically is the one song that is major and pop punky. So that one specifically absolutely affected it. And I feel like that just plays into the overall feeling of a song, you know? If you have a song that's like sounds really dark and sour and all this shit, but all the lyrics are like super nice and happy, you're like, what the hell is going on here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, is the theme for American Dream Machine like open to interpretation, or like do you try to maybe like convey a certain message or a certain like emotion that you want the listener to sort of obtain from this?
I have always been a fan of letting the people, when you hear a song, letting it mean whatever it means to you. Like, these songs definitely have meaning to me that I wouldn't say I instilled in it, but obvious't they meant something to me, otherwise I wouldn't write about it. But I've always noticed that when I like listen or read about my favorite songs and their meanings, if they're not lined up with what I thought it was, the song kind of loses a little bit of the I don't know how much you like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
spark.
that illusion, that veil of like, what does this song mean? I always like to just, it means whatever you want it to mean to you. But the general theme of like the album, we really leaned on life and death.
Okay.
Like a lot of these songs are about people that I've lost. Just throughout the years, people that really meant like a lot to me. So some of them were like an homage to them. Some of them are about people that are still alive.
Okay.
But it's mostly about, because that's just connections, the people-to-people connections that you have throughout your life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're writing a song, like you in a way, you pretty much just answered the question. But like when it comes to like having a certain theme behind music, I always ask like this, like, is there research that goes involved, or is it like more of a personal experience? This is clearly all personal, though, right?
Yeah, this is all of these things. Every song is about something that's happened to me, but in a very relatable way. These things happen to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody knows somebody in their life that is exactly like who the people I'm talking about, and we did that on purpose. You know.
Well, and what I find unique is because sometimes some people say, I've had this discussion with a couple of artists. They sometimes say that like a song being open to interpretation is sometimes just a cop out for not wanting to explain it.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't seem like you're hesitant on explaining it at all, right?
Yeah. No. They like one of them. I think the track 6 is about my dad. He passed away in 2005. You wouldn't be able to listen to that song and tell. But after knowing, you could then possibly, you listen to it, be like, oh, okay, I get it. I kind of get it. But if you didn't know that, it would be easy for you to take those lyrics and apply them to anybody you've lost in your life, you know?
Which is very, very unique. And it almost seems like pain is kind of used as a paintbrush. And you try to capture a moment within your songs as well. Is it fair to say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to capturing a moment, I'm really enjoying asking this question to like every artist, but like capturing a moment seems difficult because sometimes you're working on the songs for days or weeks or months. Do you find it harder the longer you work on something, the harder it is to kind of like maintain that?
It depends. I think it goes song by song. Sometimes, you really have an idea locked in and you get that out first, you know what I mean? And then everything else kind of falls around it. It really does vary, honestly. But I mean, sometimes you sit down and start to write a song, and it completely changes. Like the even what you started to write it about. You know what I mean? You're like, this isn't feeling the way I thought it was going to feel. What if we move into this aspect? And it just evolves and grows. You know.
You ready for the most difficult question?
Yes, please.
How do you know when a song is done?
Ooh, man, that is a tough question. That is, honestly, it just takes. You just trust your gut, and you'll know that spot after writing songs for years. You'll know when you hit that okay, this is done. And even then, like when I still listen back to the record, I'm like, oh man, if I could only just go back and change that one thing, that one tiny little thing. But if you sit there and nitpick it like that, you'll never be done. And the songs will never come out. And a lot of times, when you do go back and change something, it's not as good as you thought it was going to be. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone and changed something and then just changed it right back.
Yeah, it's all trial and error.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I love it when a band puts out like a B-sides album or like like the radio edition or like the remix edition, because I have a feeling it's like what it could have been or what it would have been or what it should have been or something like that.
Yep, or you're like, I understand why they didn't put that out. Like, I get it.
Now, I have a couple more questions for you, but you guys originated in Virginia, right? It's not just you?
Yeah, we did. Me and the drummer Evan, we've been in a couple bands before, and we just started jamming around. We're like, hey man, let's try to get something together, and it just just came together, man.
Lo and behold. And
Yep.
but like I actually just interviewed Lamb of God last week, and talking about like the Richmond, we talked extensively on the Richmond, Virginia scene. But like, is there currently like because those bands have been around, Lamb of God, Guar, Municipal Waste, they've all been around for years. But like, is there currently an active scene in Virginia that you guys are affiliated with, or maybe is the goal right now at this point to kind of go outside your state lines a little bit more?
We're definitely going to try to branch out. The Northern Virginia music scene died a while ago, man. I used to work at a venue. It used to be called Jack's, and then got bought up and became Empire. And when that place shut down, there's just nowhere to play up here anymore. So Richmond is, we're only about 45 minutes away from Richmond, and that's a bastion. You know what I mean? Like that place is amazing, especially for music. Especially for fucking music. I play in a cover band down there. We play like emo covers and just have like huge party nights, and Richmond treats us really, really, really fucking well. So I love that place. The music scene down there is awesome. That's
great. What emo bands are you covering? Because I'm an emo kid at heart, so I need.
Oh, dude, we do it all. We do Taking Back Sunday, My Chemical Romance, Yellow Card. We do Say Anything. We play for 3 hours, man. I think we know like 60 songs.
Oh wow!
It's a whole party night, man. It's a whole party night. It's fucking awesome.
Which MCR songs did you cover?
All right, so we do I'm Not Okay. We do Black Parade, Helena. Famous Last Words, and I'm blanking on another one.
Anything off of I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love? Because that's my favorite.
No. We've tried doing the songs that we like, and every time we play a show that, like, we play a song that all of us are super fucking into, the crowd has no idea what it is. It's so disheartening. Like, we played Thrice, All That's Left, and all of us are huge Thrice fans. And, dude, there was maybe like 10, 15 people in the crowd who knew what we were playing, and they were super fucking into it. But it was in a crowd of like 400 people. So it was just, it didn't translate over. It's fun to fucking play, and I love that music, but yeah, sometimes you just gotta stick with the hits, man.
Yeah. Did you play Dirty Little Secret by All American Rejects yet?
We don't do Dirty Little Secrets. We do Swing Swing.
Which one?
Swing Swing.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. You got to add that into the list, though.
Hey, dude, yeah, we will. We absolutely will, man. Once this fucking quarantine ends, we can get back out to playing shows, man.
Yeah, and that led me to the final question. So before we go, obviously because of a virus that shall not be named, I don't want to give it promotion during on my outlet. But is there just anything with American Dream Machine that you would like to promote? And can we be expecting to see you guys on the road? You're always welcome here in New York City.
Oh, yeah. As soon as this thing is over and the world gets back to normal, man, we are planning on hitting the road immediately. We've got a couple more singles we're going to put out before the album. The tentative date right now, which is for the album release, is June 26th. So if everything goes according to plan, it should still be coming out that day. I think we're going to put out 2 more singles before that. And we've got a lot of shit coming up. We got some content to put out, man. And I really can't wait to get these songs out. I think I think the world's ready for them.
Awesome. I can't wait. I definitely want to hear more after hearing Bad News. So.
Yeah, dude. I might send you a little Dropbox link, man. If you want a little sneak preview, man.
Oh, sure.
Do something for you.
I greatly appreciate that. Sorry to everybody listening to this.
They'll hear it eventually.
But thank you so much, everybody. Shawn of American Dream Machine. Be sure to pick up Deadhearts out on June 26th. Buy it then when supplies officially last forever. And we'll see you next time on Heavy New York.